LGD versus BetBoom. This is game 2 of the upper bracket finals. I'm here with my friend Avery.
That's right.
How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. I liked your impression game 1. It's pretty spot on.
You want me to do it again?
Well, I think people are pretty used to it, yeah. Once you start to uphold a certain standard, it's hard to go back.
Okay, can I request that the pip is on the screen? Because I think I'm gonna go get makeup here.
You want makeup?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just fully invest into this character, this OD Pixel character.
Okay. I don't know why you're doing that in the middle of the cast.
Hello, it's me again. How did Avery?
Oh, that was the fastest makeup I've ever seen in my life.
That was their fastest. Very good, very good. Anyway, hey, game 2, Avery. I think the question on everyone's minds is there potential for this to be another beatdown, or do you give PSG.LGD a bit of a better chance this time?
No, I mean,
have they got a lineup that's less likely to collapse at the pace that it did? Hello.
Look at that makeup. It's the best I've ever seen.
They're magical. They do some magic. They really do. But yeah, what do you reckon? Are we getting a closer one? Do you like PSG.LGD's chances a little bit better this time?
Yes. I do not think this is a draft that should get run over easily. Though that'll come down to BetBoom's execution. I mean, you can always get run over, right? Maybe you're just tilted from game 1, but I don't expect LGD to be that easy of a 2-0 here, especially in the upper bracket final. So I expect them to fight back. I think especially with NTS, like he was doing fine in that lane. That was super disadvantageous. It's just you can't outplay Death Pulse. It's not a skill issue.
It's coming for you.
Yeah, it's just there. So this is a matchup that is a bit more skill intensive, but it's still Ember favored. Still, I expect NTS to do fine. And then I think Morphling should freeform this game. So I think LGD should not get run over in the lanes, and we're going to have a good old-fashioned brawl.
Yeah. I mean, what did you sort of think from the draft perspective from both of these teams? Did you like the way that PSG.LGD sort of take the Morphling and Rubik that they played against last game, and the BetBoom, they said, well, we'll take your Ember?
I think LGD was very happy with that first-round trade.
Yeah.
Like, if I get Morphling and their response is Tide Hunter, I'm pretty happy. I know the Tide can do some things versus Hero. The base damage reduction, the tankiness, the ores in the fight to keep your supports alive. You can't really steal the Tide and do anything with it. I think the matchup's fine, but I don't think it's late. I look at it and I'm like, oh, they shut down my Morphling with that Tide Hunter pick. You know, they got me. Not really. I'm still pretty happy from LGD. I feel like I got Morphling in a decent Morphling game. He's going to be able to steal the Ember later. He can steal the Monkey. This Monkey King matchup, historically, it's been great for the King, but I feel like nowadays you just steal the Monkey and he has no attack speed. What are you doing in those fights? So to me, Nightfall, he needs to find a way to be able to start on Shiro in these engagements, just chain set it up and really abuse the global silence.
And what do you sort of think of having Why You Smile on the Abaddon? Do you think, considering some of the heavier nerfs this hero got, this is back at the role that we'll probably tend to see this hero a bit more played once again?
It's an interesting pick. This hero does kind of suck versus silences, and there's not a huge amount of backline jump for LGD to find the silencer to start the fights, but it is a very good Abaddon game versus the Tidehunter Ravage, versus the Ember Spirit removing the chains, Sustain versus the Techie's Burst that BetBoom want to play off of. All of those aspects make it great here. If Y can be in a position where he just saves his Morph or Pango once from like a big stun initiation, then the pick pays off. That's really all it comes down to. It's just a question of, are you going to be able to do that into the global silence? So he might need one big item, like a Lotus, a Greave, some Dispel. And then I think it's smooth sailing.
Yeah. Super different vibe, really, right, from Toronto, Tokyo this game. Last time, he was the one to go in.
Very different.
And this game, he's the one that really doesn't want to go in.
Nope, maybe the exact opposite of a hero.
As opposite as you get, right, in terms of support.
Pretty much, yeah. One gets smarter as the game goes on, the other makes you play dumber as the game goes on. It's -2 ent every kill for Spiritbreaker.
Showing his versatility here. Toronto, Tokyo this series already.
Battle for the Lotus, but the lane with the stun will not get it. Y will gobble that up, and that is a nice carry to get the Lotus on. I feel like Morph and Medusa are like the two best, just because they use the mana and the HP super efficiently on the lane. The Shiro is going to be happy with that. Maybe Y will keep it and say, I'm the real carry. Screw you. But Pure, he's not stopping Shiro from farming, and this is where this game should be a lot better for LGD. Yeah. All 3 cores doing fine in the lanes. They are a little bit behind BetBoom, but again, BetBoom has probably been the stronger laning team this tournament, so I think LGD are fine losing slightly in the lane phase, at least if they get to that mid-game where they can play their style of Dota.
Yeah, I think for the last time round, it was about the 6-minute mark where BetBoom had managed to build up a 2K gold lead. So we'll see if it reaches for those same numbers. I mean, already we're starting to see that BetBoom, they are still having that lead, even if it is ever so slight so far. But,
yeah, especially Nightfall. Nightfall's doing very well up here. Early boots, he wants to get the aggression going. And, I mean, Monkey King safe lane, this is a hero where if you start to rack up those kills, you just pull ahead and suddenly you're just hunting people down. So this is a lane that might get aggressive for BetBoom here over the next few minutes if they can try and punish New getting to his regen item, which is going to be boots first for New as well. Try and outrun the monkey, but he also doesn't have the sustain for the silencer dukes. Very volatile lane top in the next few minutes here. As this lane will probably be a lot quieter, because I don't think BetBoom are going to kick Shiro out. You cannot pressure him through the Morph and the Abaddon sustain here.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Even if Shiro makes some mistakes, it's a little too long, the HP gets caught, he's going to get bailed out. So, very
nice
few
part.
scenarios that he can die.
Like, the Abaddon pick is also great versus Silencer in the skirmishes. If we're going into the mid-game, you remove the dots, remove the nukes on the other heroes, that part's really nice. That's why I think the global is really key here. And maybe those levels on Toronto, Tokyo, very valuable. Another reason these kills could mean a lot if you can get them in the lane.
Top trying to get the chase down onto Neo, but a good telekinesis from Planet. Enough to break the distance, make sure that Nightfall wouldn't be able to chase him down.
I mean, honestly, this is the part where BetBoom can try and punish on these lanes right now. If Nightfall can find the kill connection, if maybe GPK can rotate, he's still not 6, a little bit off here. I mean, if he had 6, he might just go top. I think with the 5, it's a bit too hard, especially with no chains points. So New, he's getting out of this very tough period with the Arcane Boots rush. That also bodes better for LGD this time around than last time, where that Visage just basically chain-fed. No easier way to put it.
I mean, and one of the differences we're seeing as well this time round, kind of switched around the other way, you know, with GPK playing the mid-Ember. Last game, when Nothing to Say was on his Ember, so that pre-level 6, right, we had all these supports coming over to the mid. This game, we're not seeing any support rotations towards this mid lane. What was the difference here?
I think the side lanes are a lot more support dependent. Like, both these teams want to play those duel-on-duels because they want to start to ramp up the pressure as we go into the later stages of this. And
this time around, New, he has got the backup of Why You Smile. We'll be able to offer up the shield, help him out a little bit, but it's not enough. First blood goes to BetBoom as Toronto Tokyo is able to finish the kill. See Why You Smile and Planet try and chase Nightfall down. He's going to have Primal Spring up in a second. He's going to be able to dodge that miscoil. Back under the tower. He'll be fine. And meanwhile, over in the mid, support movement did come in from the side of BetBoom as they're able to get in under the tower and take down that Pangolier. Get Nothing to Say out of the lane. And that's a DD rune as well, bottled up for GPK.
Oh, he's living the life here, man. Nice little gank action into that 6-minute DD. Cannot ask for a stronger rune outside of maybe the haste.
I mean, already, we're seeing the same sort of numbers here, 6 minutes in. BetBoom once again. The laning phase, these guys, they do it well.
They have been dominant in the early game this entire tournament, and now they're doing it versus arguably the strongest team in the event, because LGD, #1 seed, not looking too hot in either of these games, and they're just not finding the kills. This is another reason those Wisdom Runes punished them really hard last game, because their supports did not find the kills. If you're not finding those and you're not getting Wisdom Rune, you're just stuck in a bad spot. So LGD really need to pick up at least one of those two in this game, especially for the Rubik. He's a lot of their follow-up damage on the Pango rolling, on the Roar. If you don't have an early spell steal here for Planet, I mean, what are you doing in this game for LGD? Because suddenly, the later half of these laning stage, as you pointed out, it is starting to escalate a lot, and you don't have a lot of moves. That's the downside of the Abaddon. He's not ganking mid. He's not setting up kills for your team. He can maybe counterplay it, but can't counterplay double damage.
I mean, over the mid, I'll be able to pressure back. Nothing to Say. He's going to think about the Rolling Thunder, but he'll get caught by the jumper save. Finally, the Thunder comes out. Will manage to escape. Has to keep his distance, though. GPK's going to have Sleight of Fist back up in a second, but the support backup's there. There's Nothing to Say. Will be shielded up. Save.
This is pretty awkward.
Trying to hide in that bit of a corner on the high ground, but he will get found. They'll take him out. So they'll get Save, and they will keep Nothing to Say alive.
I like the rotation there from LG. Need to slow down that Ember momentum, especially with the double damage. If your Pango goes down there again, and you just take a bunch of damage on your tier 1 mid, you're feeling really slow in this game. I
mean, this mid lane as well. It looks like they're ready to go back in.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, they get the curse on Nothing to Say. He's lucky to still have Why You Smile around.
And the resources are getting depleted here for LG. Just gonna have to give up some space here, heal. Get back into this action. Did split the Wisdom Runes. So they got that going for him this time around.
Let's hope they know the news alone.
This is the problem. You leave this Beastmaster alone, he's just going to get run down. There's nothing he can do in this matchup.
That Planet turns up a little too far away and a little too late. I mean, compared to game 1, you know, we're sort of seeing already a similar build-up from BetBoom. Is there any sort of saving grace that they didn't have last time, PSG.LGD, when they're playing from this far behind already?
I mean, they don't have to play in a Necrophos, so that definitely helps. I mean, that hero just punishes you really hard when you lose mid lane and you lose some space because he becomes invincible, as GPK had 0 deaths. But the issue is the lockdown for the Ember is not great here either. It's a lift. So I feel like GPK is going to have similar freedom. You just need the ult.
They're just going in. Niu, the shield's there in time, but the chains come out afterwards. Niu, he's going to be going down. Boundless Strike and the Wukong's command. Both taken out of the lane. This game's getting even more brutal quicker than it did in game 1.
It's not looking much better. I thought it was going to be an easier early game, but maybe BetBoom are just on another level here. Is Pure. He has ended up winning this lane a lot harder than I thought he would too, and he's just pressuring the tower with this Meteor Hammer. This is the nice part about the Morphling Tide matchup. Morphling is not great at stopping him from just hammering the tower in Fog, which has been what is happening down here, and this tier 1 is just gone. So now Shiro's going to have to linger down here without any TP potential support. It opens up a Monkey rundown. It opens up a Global Silencer play potentially on him later. When your Morphling is threatened or shoved out of areas like this, it feels really bad. And I mean, Ancient Stack, he got a little going, but nothing for Niu to fall back on. He's level 4 3/4 here on the Beastmaster. Is this a Dota hero? You gotta find a couple of tomes of experience or something for this man. Revert the patch, please.
I'm in bottom lane. And with Pure doing as well as he's done, there's going to be nothing down there that bullies him out of this lane. He can farm wherever he wants. I mean, where is PSG.LGD's best place to make a play?
It's got to be mid-tower, I think. Like, you got to play through the Pangolier here. Nobody else is contributing any damage in these early fights unless you bait a fight out onto the Morphling, but that is just a high demand from Shiro this early in the game. I mean, he has a Blade of Attack. GPK, Arcane Rune will TP top, so his TP is going to be up another 50 seconds here, and he will run them all out.
Won't quite catch them with the chains.
You just need NTS Diffusal. That is like what LGD should be prioritizing here. It's what they need. Get that Diffusal up, then you can start skirmishing, burning some of the mana away from this Ember. You have another Ancient Stack over here, so a couple comeback mechanisms set up for LGD. And that has got to create the space for Niu, who has been relegated to medium camps on the bottom side of the map.
It's a rough life.
This is a very rough life. Orphan Niu down here.
Let's see what they can do around this tier 1 push. There's nothing to say. He considers going with the ult, but he actually stops it. This might cost him his life.
It will.
Global Silence is there. I guess he felt the first time round that Global would have been there anyway, so finishing it wouldn't have done him any favors. He's gone.
Maybe he just feels like he'd rather die and have the ult up.
I mean, maybe.
And use it too. Like, the way this game is going. Pressuring all the lanes for BetBoom. Now Wukong out for Planet.
That's going to be another one. By the looks of it, Planet, no way to save himself. GPK on a killing spree.
Well, this game is looking more one-sided than the last one.
It really is.
LGD could figure nothing out in that break to help them in the early game, and it's just going to be back to split push struggle, it would appear. Especially if they cannot control the Ancients right now. I mean, Toronto Tokyo just stacked theirs. And I think Pure accidentally blocked it, but that tells you how confident BetBoom are in controlling enemy triangle right now. They're stacking enemy Ancients at 12 minutes.
I mean, who dares go up there on PSG.LGD? Nobody wants to step into that part of the map.
And this was the comeback goal. This was the levels for the LGD supports. They will hit 6 on Planet, and you got his off bottom. You have to connect the team fight soon here. Your towers are dropping, your Ancients are dropping. This lead is going to balloon if you do not find a core pickup.
Looking for Nightfall. Might have a chance of getting him here. He's going to stand near the edge so the Rolling Thunder bounces him out, but they'll be able to drag him back with the telekinesis. Backup's on his way, though. Nightfall's still alive. He's going to be able to live. The Ravage is there. Catches, nothing to say. Nightfall's not going down. As Planet, he'll hide up in the trees, and with a Primal Spring, will manage to get away a little bit. But the slight into the Quelling Blade there. GPK making sure there's no survivors.
Do not want to turn into that Monkey King this game. The way BetBoom are playing, everything backfiring, man. They haven't found any momentum in here. They still don't have Abaddon 6. He didn't even have boots for that. This is an absolute beatdown.
Yeah, I mean, when they're performing as they are now, they look unbeatable.
Maybe LGD just getting too greedy as well. Like, you go back to this draft, just pick a lane you know is going to win so you have something to play through here.
Well, because you feel that they should have anticipated that all the lanes were going to be tough, that there wasn't necessarily a setup here that could have gone in their favor.
I mean, I think the Morphling lane is fine. Like, that lane's whatever, right? It's just a Morphling Tide, but this Mango, he loses to Ember, and the Beast was blind pick, so you're giving BetBoom 2 free matchups that they ran through, and yeah.
They're going to lose this Ancient Stack.
I mean, if you lose this Ancient Stack, your chances are basically going to 0 here. You don't even have this Pango Diffusal. I mean, what is your damage here to skirmish with?
I mean,
this coil?
They're going to lose this Ancient stat. They're going to lose this Wisdom rune.
You're just stacking for BetBoom at this point.
And Nightfall, he's diving tier 2s.
This game has absolutely gotten out of control.
I mean,
those camps stacked, I don't think any of them went to New.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, you might need to hope that someone's computer just blew up here. You can get a 5v4. I don't even know if you're winning that.
I mean, yeah, Pure, I can't remember the exact time in the last game, but it's another very fast one, maybe even faster on this Meteor Hammer into Blink.
He's so rich.
That's on its way out.
Just feels like a comfort pick for him.
And we'll see this again. You know, all these efforts put into Nightfall. Nightfall, you know, heads up, stands near the wall here to try and get bounced up and maybe to safety. Planet does put a stop to it with the lift, but they just don't have the straight-up damage. They can't burst him. Pure's there with the Ravage to cover him. And then at this point, GPK ready with the chase down. They know he's up in the trees, and GPK ready to use that Quelling Blade mid-slight to cut Planet down.
That's just pure style right there. He was impressed with himself there.
There with the ping, the excited ping there.
It's like, damn, I'm so good. You guys are lucky to play with me.
He has been on a roll this tournament.
Definitely impressed. I mean, he's going to have 0 deaths for this series.
I think he might, right? It's looking like that.
That is going to be a crazy stat, as Y still does not have level 6 here. He is a walking ring of protection. That is a sad life. LGD are still looking for their 2nd kill. I think it would only be their 8th in the series overall. Gotta find something. You need the Pango Diffusal. That's really it. I mean, you just get the Diffusal and pray that BetBoom 5-man into some swashbuckles or something.
I mean, they're coming here, BetBoom. Approaching from both sides. That's why you smile. No time to be borrowed here as he's still just halfway through that level 5.
And you're getting the insta-steal every time you kill these supports.
Well, yeah, what are we up to now?
Plus 14.
Not bad, not bad.
That's about an in a minute here.
And top lane, I might be able to set up for some more in to be stolen. As Nightfall jumps in, Raw's going to be used with the globals there to keep Nightfall covered. And now the retreat has to begin for PSG.LGD. Planet, he'll get caught. +2 for Toronto, Tokyo.
Just save your int, boys. Stay at home. Save the intelligence. It's just bleeding out. LGD, they're going to keep all 3 cores up here. Try and turn. Still missing the damage, but maybe just the nukes are enough.
Let's see if they can get Nightfall. This time round, it looks to be successful. Whew. They'll take him out, switch into the Monkey King form and use the Boundless Strike against him. Shiro manages to find the kill. It's something.
Link up. Pure. He can chase with Ravage. They really want to commit it for NTS out of mana, but he will let him go. And finally, LGD strike back.
I mean,
it's been a while, you know?
First time
I feel like it's been a week since I've seen LGD kill an enemy core.
It's something.
And that'll be Diffusal for nothing.
Okay.
So now...
Okay, maybe the beginning of something.
We have some damage online. We get some space with the Monkey King down. Finally, these skirmishes are a bit easier here. I mean, these comeback kills are worth a lot, right? That was basically a 1,000 gold kill total.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, having trouble seeing it. Welcome to the world
they're going to get the jump, though. Shiro was not ready for that one.
He was indeed not. But we have level 6 for Y, so, you know, small victories here for LGD. At least they can hold their head high during that Abaddon ult. Let's BetBoom continue to run over the map.
GPK, he's going to be ready to chase this. Slight chains, while you smile. He's got the shield. We'll try and turn was considering a Raw.
I think it's better he died without you roaring.
I think so. Nothing was going to be saved there, even if he gets his ult off.
Absolutely nothing.
And they also find Why You Smile's courier, so that's going to be the Pavis put on a hold for a bit.
TS continue to rat up a little bit. There's just not too much wave cutting action that can happen for LGD anyway. At least the Ember had some potential there. The Pango is okay at it, but this game is just going to get accelerated way too fast. And Desolator for Nightfall.
Oh boy,
that is a push item. That is an end the game item.
It's going to be a lot of right click as well. Any hero that
yep.
stands to be unlucky enough to get anywhere close to this Monkey King, they are going to get ripped to shreds.
And to keep bleeding these supports, now you're feeding Int away, now you're feeding Deso charges. Suddenly these random Rubik or Abaddon kills, they're a lot more valuable for BetBoom than LG can justify. A lot of problems to solve and not a lot of time to figure it out here. 2-15. Another early game shellacking.
playing into this silence, so nothing to say, having to go for the BKB after defusal.
Oh, death. I mean, come on, we don't have to rub it in like that. That's an unfair chart. What's a couple deaths in Dota? That's just comeback gold.
That's true, with just fattening up the enemy for those potential big juicy kills. Ooh. Not getting out of here. Or maybe. Swashbuckle.
Full wand.
He has got a full wand and a rolling thunder. He won't get either of them off.
Okay, but he didn't feed any int, you know. Gave a couple Deso charges, but at least your mana pool is intact. That's space for the rest of LGD to farm up a little bit. Pushing towards... Actually, Axe finished for New. This is a tough item to use when you're behind, though, because you have to run in to use it, and I don't know if he's running in this game. Into Ravage, into Global, into Wukong. She just sounds rough.
I guess at the least they've got the protection of the Abaddon. So it's not that maybe a shield's thrown out. It can live a little longer on the front lines.
Not as concerned about the Ravage. And he has Invis down here, so maybe New can set something up, be a little cheeky. I mean, they definitely cannot go on Pure.
Nice, well, level 12 tied with a Silencer and Techies ready to back him up.
Yeah, you gotta find the supports if you're LGD. Open up the fight for your cores, especially Toronto, Tokyo. If they can find the Silencer, then that fight becomes a lot easier. Toronto, Tokyo, 0 deaths of his own, has been a ghost this game. He's tanky as hell, too. He's actually got 1,500 HP with Pupil's Gift Force Staff. So this Silencer isn't even a guarantee to kill if you find him with the Beast somehow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Pure's just going to go back for the ores. I mean, why not? This lineup can turn into a very quick push lineup here for BetBoom off the next Aegis. With that Deso, with Gush, going into these heroes, stacking the minus armor. The kills are going to drop fast, and then your towers are going to drop just as fast here. Especially you have the sustain to back it up, so I like this itemization from BetBoom. They got ahead, and they're just building to abuse the fact they're ahead. If LGD can come back, then maybe you get a little punish off this, but it is not going to be much.
See Planet. He is ready to try and make those game-turning plays. He has his Blink Dagger. If he can get some sort of big steal, I imagine what was top of the list is the Ravage, or
are
you looking at the Tide, or are you trying to find the Silencer?
I mean, if you go Blink first on Rubik in a game like this, you're trying to steal Ravage.
Get that Ravage.
Like, that's it, right? Yeah. Otherwise, you're buying Glimmer of Force or something else. So, Planet is going to have to make it pay off here. Pay off big time, because you are not contesting this Roshan. The area of control for BetBoom is insane. Their lineup is very strong around the objectives, especially when they're the ones there first. So LGD continuing to split the map. Manta up for Shiro. So at least one hero has a global dispel online. But these others are a long way away. NTS still trying to close in on this BKB, which is 500 off. I don't really know what that tip is about. Maybe a stolen Wisdom Rune? Denied it. Oh, very nice by Y. So getting a little guerrilla warfare on the back line. Toronto, Tokyo did not appreciate it.
At least for some of that time where they're in the pit. PSG.LGD able to get a bit of a push going onto this tier 2. As soon as they see that Roshan has fallen, now they've got to be much more careful with how they linger around this area of the map. They'll smoke up.
Where are you smoking, though? Just going to go through the gate and try and catch someone bottom. And BetBoom are already out of there. It's going to be a dead smoke for LGD.
Yeah, they're reading this sort of move. I mean, BetBoom, they were ready to just charge straight at them top, and that maybe inadvertently has meant that nobody's going to get left on that bottom half of the map and get caught by this twin gate play from PSG.LGD.
NTS is going to linger up here. Wow, weird spot to linger. I mean, GPK is continuing to get every power rune in this game, by the way, so that also helps his never dying total. This is a lot of time wasted for NTS. I guess he's just waiting for BKB regardless. And you're probably going to try and force a fight if you're LGD when the Aegis expires. Try and line as much net worth up as you can. Just a question for BetBoom of, do you go high ground? Do you take this Deso? Do you take the Grease completed on Pure and just jam it into LGD's base here? I'm kind of down, honestly. I don't know. Do they have a lot of outspam? Not really. I mean, the high ground defense fight for LGD is probably the best one they're going to get in this game, but you have such a significant lead here. You have Global to back it up. As long as you don't get flanked and killed in your supports.
Yeah, I mean, under the sort of the safety of the Global, it's just going to be so hard for Planet to find those big steals that you really do rely on when you're trying to turn a game like this one.
Yeah, that's the other factor. I mean, he's trying to steal Ravage. Just
Yeah.
cover it with Global.
Yeah. It's not easy. Somebody's got to find that silencer, and as you said earlier, not really having the best of heroes to do it with. Maybe, if nothing to say, is just able to full commit under the BKB.
I mean, I don't think God could find this silencer at this. Even if you prayed.
I mean, Toronto Tokyo, last game, they couldn't hide from him, and this game, they can't find him.
I think that's like a meta plan, you know? It's like I'm going to do some extra mental damage by being in their face for one game.
I think so.
They're never going to see me the next.
And it's what he had the highest kill involvement out of the team last game, and I think this game, he's on trajectory to just have never died. He's 3-0-6 so far. So, yeah, some great stuff from the support role there from Toronto Tokyo.
And you wouldn't have said that at the start of the year, right? I feel like he's come a long way on the road. Like, he was really struggling on 5 at the start of this year on this team. So the fact that you can come here, play some clean gameplay versus top team in the world, it's got to go a long way for his confidence going into TI. At least you know you have the capability, right? Your team can't flame you anymore.
No, it's top stuff. Top stuff, absolutely, from him.
That's double damage for GPK.
You got to get out of it, PSG.LGD Planet. He'll be out in time.
Well, at least they're dodging here. I mean, the lead's going to build for BetBoom, but that is an inevitability.
And it looks like they're at least going to be able to hold on this game a little longer than last game. Last game came to a conclusion,
That's
25
true.
minutes and
That's
49
true.
seconds. So
feel good
unless
about that.
something crazy happens in this next minute, they'll be surviving a little longer at the least, even if it does end up.
You know,
lost.
after the series, when Zhao 8 comes in the room and screams at everybody,
Yeah,
you'll have some dignity.
that's what you could point towards. But Xiao, hey, it was we lasted.
we were
one
on
longer.
we were on an upward
You know,
slope. What do you have to complain
If this
about?
was a best of 5, you know,
That they would have reverse swept it, I bet.
that's what they'll be telling him if this one does continue to go downhill.
I mean, do you think this is the point where you drop the question mark? The old emo classic.
Would you be able to just put a what to begin
You're
the
going to
turn?
turn the series around.
I mean, you've got to have a
question
high
mark.
ground hold for that, right? You've got to get a kill around your base, and then maybe
Then you can drop the
then you
question
can
mark.
slip one in. Yeah,
All right, we'll see. We'll see if that comes out from LGD and take a page out of their
Foreign's tactics.
their fellow regional companions. I mean, it's got to be Ags on Shiro. That has to be the turning point, right? Get the Ags on the Morphling.
It's close.
Stat steal the Monkey King, and then suddenly you're taking a lot of damage away from BetBoom, gaining a lot for yourself. It's going to be a powerful item in this game. I mean, not the position that LGD want to be getting that item in, but it's still going to be very strong. Problem is, Aegis is up for 50. BetBoom are going to push a BKB for Nightfall here. It's just so hard to take down, especially with Glimmer, Force Staff behind him, and that Greaves from Pure.
And there goes the fortification. So BetBoom, no reason to hold back now. They'll keep the push going. Pure's looking for the jump in. They've found Planet. They'll take out the Rubik. Not going to be alive for any sort of potential steal on this defense.
Abusing that Aegis period. They know LGD do not want to take the 5-on-5 yet, especially with New trying to farm up his own BKB, and Shiro trying to finish this Ags. He needs 10 more gold.
This Rax is gone.
Not in time. The pokes from NTS will not dissuade BetBoom enough. They get what they came for. That Ags done for Morphling. Maybe LGD can commit on a chase? It's just so damn hard.
They can't dive any further outside of the base, not whilst these ults are up for BetBoom, whilst Pure's got the Ravage ready. They just have to let him take the racks and back off. BetBoom not to be punished at all.
I do think LGD are going to smoke here in the next minute, though. Even though it's going to be an obvious move, I think they feel this game is slipping away, which it is, and if you can't get a fight with this Morphling Ags timing, I mean, when is your next window?
Are they going to try?
This is the correct play, but it's also a very difficult play to land.
Because who do you don't want to go on Pure, right?
No.
You've got to get around this tide.
There's no way you can go on Pure here. You're going to need to skirt around him, find a weird angle, get a good obs up. This is all on Y in a way. I mean, Shiro's just hitting neutral creeps, so LGD have already abandoned this move. Y is thinking about getting a deep obs up. At least something for their troubles. They're going to bring some heroes in a mid. I mean, this tier 1 mid is still up, by the way. 30 minutes almost.
Yeah, they've only taken one tower this game, PSG.LGD.
Do have the Deeps Radiance Radiant Observer here, but nobody's showing on it for BetBoom, so this is just a failed smoke. They missed their timing with the BKB on you and the Ags on Shiro, which means you're back to farming for a next set of defensive items here. I mean, Ags on NTS will be great, and that BKB on Shiro, you're a ways away. And BetBoom are going to make a move of their own, which is a lot easier.
Well, why you smile will certainly be left on his own here.
Did steal the Tendril. That's a nice little spell to have. You know, stun lasts a bit longer here.
Oh, they want their Wisdom Rune. Shiro, he's going to be able to grab it in time.
For the boys.
See if he's in any trouble here. He's going to be able to turn. We'll be able to jump up to the trees before the global's there, but now he's going to get caught there. There's no way back down. Niu pops the roar to try and hold them back, but Shiro's gone, and he's out for 50 with no buyback.
These lanes are far for BetBoom. That is the saving grace here for LGD. Their base is not immediately going to get hit, but GPK is going to linger here despite the tendril threat. He is not afraid, and Pure, this man has absolutely no fear, and for good reason. They're going to have to wait for the Morphlings back up to re-engage here. They have no roar. They have no BKB on Niu either. Still waiting Abaddon ult. You're just going to have to keep poking. But this looks like another lane for BetBoom as they continue their onslaught. 70 seconds without the global silence. I mean, you have to find the fight.
They're going to try. There's nothing to say. He's in with the BKB. Tries to get on top of Nightfall, but the Glimmer's there. Nightfall's back to safety. And the Blink out as well. They can't get a catch on anyone.
Just dancing around him at this point.
They'll have to morph back up here, but the Rax in the middle already close to going down. They'll get him. Save able to finish them off. Another melee Rax taken by BetBoom.
And this is without that Aegis. Next one's coming up in a couple of minutes. LGD still looking for their third kill at 30 minutes. This is just a clinic. Absolute clinic here. BetBoom came to win this tournament. They are showing why. It's like I said, every series I see this team, they look better and better. If they get to the grand finals, I don't know.
Oh yeah, good luck.
I don't know what to expect. Yeah, like what do you take away from this series? You know, don't lose lanes. Easier said than done.
Still a lot to be done here for PSG.LGD if they want to have any chance of recovering.
What is going to be next for Nightfall here? Scotty? I say next. It is already done. So Monkey King will push himself up to 3,000 HP here with that Glimmer of Force Greaves behind him.
Shiro's going to try and
feeling great.
Scramble his way towards a BKB. Nothing to say. Close to his next item if he wants to spend up 500 away from the Ags.
I mean, there's a lot of extra damage and burn in the fight.
And if he's able to get sort of lucky with the lucky shot as well, you know, these disarms could cause issue for the Ember and the Monkey King.
I just think the jump is, like, what do you do about the jump from BetBoom, right? The Ravage jump with the Tendril, with the global follow-up. The Abaddon can't save you. They can just drop a Wukong. That's the type of fight you need buybacks for in a high ground defense, and I mean, there's no way LGD are saving for buybacks in this game.
No, they've got to go all in.
Hex done for Pure. I mean, that just makes it easier. He doesn't even have to lead with the Ravage.
I can just jump, Hex, follow up with the Ravage, and that's pretty much guaranteed death to any of them. Maybe if YU Smile's in a prime position before he can get a save off, but as we've seen so far, BetBoom very, very good at knowing when to lay down the global and make sure that YU Smile just has no sort of fight to take and heroes to save in the midst of these team fights.
And I think that's why LGD are smoking here. As good as the high ground defense is most of the time, that is not a fight that's going to go well for them, especially if they give up Roche. So this is your desperation smoke of the game. You're hoping to find the back line.
It's just Michael's point. They've got eyes on trying to take a bit of the global silence. Global silence and the Hex comes out. Immediate reaction there from BetBoom. The Ravage out onto the 3. Save jumps over towards Shiro and YU Smile. They get the roar off onto Nightfall, but there's no damage to threaten this Monkey King. As nothing to say goes down. Niu will get chased out. Planet will Ravage jump in with a stolen Ravage, but he can't even kill Toronto Tokyo. Nobody goes down on BetBoom. Triple kill for GPK. It is over. GG is called. BetBoom, they take this series 2-0. And it wasn't even close. This team, they're going to be storming onwards without anything holding them back.